Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great Tuesday, a great start to your Tuesday. It was cold out there this morning. Lots of us starting off in the teens, definitely feeling like winter out there. And of course, winter weather on the way as we head into the day tomorrow. Let's take a look at our satellite and radar. You can easily see that winter storm that we have heading our direction. It's off to our south and west, already snowing in western New York, western Pennsylvania, in the Ohio Valley as well. And like I said, that is heading right for us here as we head into the day tomorrow. So let's talk about our winter storm here coming up in just a few minutes. We've got chilly temperatures out there this morning, 37 degrees at 19 a.m. here in Portland, 36 in Lewiston, 34 in Rumford this morning. Most of us above freezing now at this point. Now, of course, it is going to be chilly out there for the remainder of the day today ahead of a winter storm as that we have heading into tomorrow. Clouds increase for today and will be overcast by the time we head into tonight. And of course, that is ahead of that winter storm. So drop where you're watching from in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking about tomorrow's winter storm. I'd love to answer any questions you may have about it, what we're expecting here. It is a tricky forecast with a mixed bag of precipitation and different conditions across the area, a wide ranging conditions across the area. Let's track out this storm here. So cloudy by the time we get to this afternoon and into this evening. Will be overcast for the overnight hours. Rain and snow will begin after midnight tonight. And we will see mainly rain here at the coastline, although we could start off as a little bit of snow. But overall, I think our snow chances here in the Portland area and along the coastline fairly slim here. And as we head into the mid-morning hours, this is morning commute time, likely a very messy commute in places like Freiburg, Lewiston, Augusta, likely going to be quite messy out there tomorrow morning with heavy snow falling potentially in some spots. Now, notice that pink area there. That is an area of I will try to highlight that here, this pink area right there. That is some sleet that is going to be mixing in as we head through the day. And I think a lot of us will actually see a change over to sleet, the places that see snow tomorrow morning. So that's only going to add to the winter mess that we'll see on the roads. It'll make things a little bit more icy, a little bit more slushy out there during the day tomorrow. But likely a good round of snow in places like Lewiston, Augusta, Freiburg in the morning, a messy morning commute, a quick couple inches of snow before we do change over to sleet. So heading through the rest of the afternoon, we'll see or the rest of the morning, I should say, into the afternoon, we'll see that rain, snow, sleet line continuing to move to the north. So here we are at lunchtime. It is right through the Augusta, Lewiston, Freiburg areas. They're probably going to see it change over to sleet at some point. And notice Portland at 45 degrees, definitely going to be all rain, at least by this point. So maybe some early morning snow before sunrise, but by the time we get to lunchtime, all rain almost guaranteed here at the coastline mountain areas. Notice how they are holding on to that snowfall for the remainder of the morning and into the afternoon hours as well. Looks like we'll see plenty of snow out there in the mountains. So great news for the ski resorts, of course. Notice that sleet line lifting far towards the north, may even get into the mountains a bit as we head towards the afternoon and evening, but mostly just staying snow in the mountains and then gradually clearing out by the time we get into Wednesday night and head into our Thursday. So likely some icy spots Thursday morning, some lingering snow showers in the mountains, but overall much improved weather on Thursday. All important snow map. Not many major changes from yesterday. So if you were on here yesterday, the changes, not all that big, although I did pull Lewiston and Augusta out of that 2 to 4 inch range, more like a coating to 2 inches there and 2 to 4 inches further inland from Lewiston and Augusta, 4 to 8 inches in places like Rangeley and in the mountains. Of course, we'll still see major travel impacts, especially for inland areas. And a lot of times these first storms of the season tend to bring bigger impacts than, let's say, a February blizzard, just because we're not prepared for this. So hopefully everybody is ready for some winter weather, winter driving tomorrow morning. Places like Lewiston, Augusta, which will see some heavy snow in the morning, could have a pretty rough commute out there before that change over to sleet and some rain for the afternoon. But overall, we'll see that change over to rain probably by the afternoon in Lewiston and Augusta. So improvement for the afternoon commute, a messy morning commute in those locations. I'll leave this up here for just a couple more seconds so everyone can soak in this snowfall map here. Not much in Portland. So if you're in Portland, not expecting much snow at all. If we do get any, it will be just a coating. Now, there is the potential for a little bit of freezing rain as well. I mentioned the sleet. A little bit of freezing rain will be possible. The potential for that is pretty low, but I've seen the Weather Service mentioning it and the winter weather advisory that we have in place place does also mention it, so I feel like I should mention it as well. In the foothills, there will be the potential for a glaze of ice, which could also make travel a little bit treacherous tomorrow. So mountains, inland of the coastline, and foothills likely to see some treacherous travel during the day tomorrow. Not so much here at the coastline. So great news for those of us here in the Portland area. Our commute tomorrow will just be a wet one as opposed to an icy one. So let's take a look at our watches, warnings, and advisories we've got in place. We've got a winter weather advisory. I will highlight the area that goes until Wednesday evening. For this area here, this goes until Wednesday evening. So inland Cumberland and southern Oxford counties. Now, the rest of the state, or the rest of the advisory, goes until Thursday morning. So I will highlight that one in blue here. So yeah, this area of the advisory goes until Thursday morning. So the yellow area goes until Wednesday evening. The blue area goes until Thursday morning. So the mountains, because they're going to get more snow, they do see that advisory lasting a little bit longer. And Ashley, depending on where you are, if you're in the mountains, that's a possibility, or even a delay. If you're inland from the coastline, if you're at the coast, no snow day, not yet. I'm sorry, everyone, but there definitely is potential for that later on in the winter. So headlines for our Wednesday snow, the first plowable one of the season for many of us. Snow will begin on Wednesday morning, continuing into the afternoon for inland areas, changing to rain though very quickly at the coastline here. Snow will continue inland through much of the day, probably mixing with, and if not, changing over to sleet as we head into the afternoon hours, highest totals in the mountains. So how much for Auburn? Has anything changed? Not much changed. I think there's just going to be a little bit more sleet in Auburn now, but still a good burst of snow, especially for the morning commute, Cameron. So yes, not a huge change in Auburn, but definitely still up to a coating to 2 inches of snow expected in the Auburn area. I'd lean more towards the 2-inch amounts there. I still think we're going to get a quick couple inches in the morning, followed by sleet for the afternoon. For Rumford, I'm actually going to pull up the snow map again since it seems like everyone is interacting now. Let's take a look at that one more time. Rumford, probably in the 2 to 4 inch range in Rumford. So on the higher end there, Wanda. So be aware for some snow there tomorrow, 2 to 4 inches. How much snow should we expect in interior York County? Coating up to 2 inches, snow in the morning, early in the morning, and then a quick change over to sleet for the middle of the day and the afternoon, maybe even some rain mixing in before things wrap up. Just to make sure everyone's aware of this, we're going to be right around the freezing mark for pretty much all of this snow event. So not expecting a major blizzard-like situation here. And because temperatures will be so mild, it's going to be a very wet, pasty snow that should melt pretty easily out there. All right, so winter weather advisories, like I just mentioned, are in place. Looks like it's going to be remaining cold here. I'll pull up the 7-day forecast. I'll pull up this snow map one more time before we wrap things up here. But here's our 7-day forecast at the coast. Notice a chilly trend here, mainly rain at the coast on Wednesday, cooler and quieter as we head towards the weekend and next week with more sunshine by the weekend and early next week. But an early look at the Thanksgiving forecast looking quite cold. So hopefully you are ready for some chilly weather. Similar story in inland areas where we will see that mixture of rain and snow and sleet tomorrow. Colder through the end of the week, so maybe some lingering flurries out there as well. So I'll pull up the snow map one more time here before I sign off. So Industry, Maine, I saw a question about that. How much in Industry, Maine? That's up near Farmington. So probably closer to the 4-inch range, Wanda, in Industry, because that's going to be more on the line with the, we'll try to highlight this here. That's going to be more, that was the wrong thing right there. Hold on. Bear with me. Industry, Maine, somewhere up in this area, probably closer to the 2 to 4 inch, maybe closer to the 4-inch range. All right. Ellsworth, not expecting a whole lot in Ellsworth. Ellsworth right about here, up in the mid-coast. Not expecting much. Maybe a coating if you're lucky in Ellsworth. All right. Nope. Bring back last week's weather with the 70s. That was really nice, but I hope everyone's aware that was extremely unprecedented and extremely rare. So we just got a November treat. We're back to reality this week. All right. So any other locations anyone has any questions about? Let's see. Turner, Maine. Turner. All right, that is up near Lewiston, to the north of Lewiston, of course. Turner, probably closer to the 2-inch range there because you're going to be right on the line between the 2 and 4-inch range, Michelle. So Turner, I'd lean towards right around 2 inches of snow there tomorrow. Probably a change over to sleet for the afternoon as well. So I'm about to sign off here, everybody. If you've got any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments really quickly here so I can answer them. And if not, of course, we'll be live on Facebook again this afternoon with Charlie, and Charlie will be on at 5. I'll be on at noon today. And of course, I will be with you guys all tomorrow morning, tracking out these conditions. Johnny is going to be live out in the field tomorrow morning as well, and he'll be driving around checking on road conditions and everything like that. So tune in tomorrow morning for an update on conditions. Well, I'm sure we'll have any school closings should those come through overnight. I don't think we'll see many of them, but there could definitely be a few places like Freiburg towards the mountains could see delays or closings. So stay tuned for that. If you're hoping for a snow day tomorrow, stay tuned as well. It's a possibility, especially if you're in a place that is expected to get some snowfall. So I'm about to sign off here. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. And stay safe out there tomorrow morning. Drive carefully in the first snow of the season. So, yep, have a great one, everybody. And stay safe tomorrow.